All right, here we are at Buffalo Creek Park, and this is over here. This is an area that used to be very industrialized. This was probably the beginning of the city of Cleburne. And over here, this is an area where all the rainwater and wastewater would drip out into Buffalo Creek. And you can see the rock formation there. Let's say we've had about 200 years of that water dripping over these rocks, and it's starting to form a canyon. So we're going to go down and we're going to investigate how this canyon looks where the water's coming out of the pipes. Okay, here we are at the bottom. We just came down there, and now we're looking at the area that I just walked over. These are the two big pipes that are coming out from under the ground, and they come basically from that area where where Cleburne got its start. And as you're coming and looking here, you can see that all of these rock formations, as these pipes have been dripping water slowly, they're actually creating canyons here. So when we get up closer to them, you can see the water's currently flowing today through it, and it's very long. You can't even see the end of it. I can kind of see daylight at the end of it, but no way in the world am I going to walk in there. But you can see the water is actually flowing, and as it comes out, here it's starting to pool up, and it's kind of made a depression in this area. And then here, where it meets up with this other spot over here where maybe more water has flown, it is actually cut through the rock and is starting to cut a canyon through this area. And look how the canyon swirls and it snakes around, and it comes over here and meets this other area. And then we kind of get another pool forming, and it continues on its path all the way around. My canyon continues. You might even be able to notice some fossils as we move through here, because this is limestone rock. Here we have a spot where it's pooling up, but when it pulls up, it doesn't appear that it's going anywhere. So Calder made this observation in the canyon next door to it, that we have a spot where water is just pouring out of a hole in the rock. So maybe the water that's in this hole somewhere under this rock we can't see, it must be, because it's moving from this area, it's definitely filling in, so it must be going underneath this rock somewhere, and it could be coming out of this hole over here. Calder, stop it. So eventually, you'll notice we continue cutting the rock, and then we have this big open face right here where all the water that has made it through this rock starts dripping over the edge. And I can't... Was that a rock? Oh, darn, I thought we spied a frog. I can't get to the other side because that's private farmland. But if we could see from the other side, we'd see that this rock just is a cliff that goes down and the water drops into Buffalo Creek. So here I'm standing at the end, and I'm going to show you again, kind of give you a panoramic of the water comes out from these two pipes, and it's also coming down the side over here. So we see a channel that's been cut in the sand, and the water's coming straight down that channel, and it's making its way into the creek. But we also have water that's being diverted from way back in the city in that direction. That water is coming out here slowly. It hasn't rained in several days. The water's slowly making its way out here. This could be people watering their lawn. This could be from fire hydrants. But it could just as easily be groundwater that is being pushed up in different areas, and the groundwater is oozing out. Calder, I wish you wouldn't play in this water because we can't be sure that it's clean water. If you look over here where they built the concrete, and they probably built this concrete in the 50s or 60s, look at how the water has been moving, and it's eating away and weathering the rock and eroding that rock off in this direction, because now we have big cracks and crevices under there. Check out some of these up close of our canyons. Look at our canyon here is filled with smaller rocks that when it was flooding, the floodwaters could carry those rocks, but then the rocks got stuck in the bends of our canyon here. So if you ever make it to Cleburne, come to Buffalo Creek Park, and at Buffalo Creek Park, on the bike path or the walk path, you'll see this cool spot where you could investigate nature. See you next time.